Are you ready, me hearties?
Captain Blackpride bellowed. Aye, aye, Captain, they shouted back.
Kinda,
Piper replied dully.
Then let's do this.
Duncan sucked in air, his lungs filled like a gull with a throat full of fish, and yelled to the crew of the merchant ship,
Throw down your anchor and lower your sails.
The sailors on the other ship looked at each other and shrugged. Why? Came the collective response. Captain Blackpride paused. He looked around perplexed at his crew, who were all equally perplexed.
Did they just ask me why?
Duncan asked.
I believe so, Captain,
Piper answered.
They can't ask why.
The captain was confused. He looked at the men of the merchant ship and saw that their uniforms were actually different from the usual sort he pirated from. They dressed all in black, except for one man at the wheel. He wore a fine purple cloak made from velvet. Duncan surmised that he must have been the captain.
Hey you, purple cloak. Did you just ask why?
Ha ha, indeed I did, good sir, the purple-cloaked man shouted back. I see no reason for us to set anchor. We were making good time.
But you have to,
Captain Blackpride shouted. And why's that? The merchant captain shouted back.
Quizzical little bastard, isn't he?
Captain Blackpride said at the side of his mouth to his own crew.
That he is, Captain,
Piper agreed, and the captain turned his attention back to the merchants.
Okay, you need to, because...
Captain Blackpride began, but stopped when he realized that there was no lie he could actually give that made sense. He opted to tell the truth.
We are going to board you and take everything of value from your ship.
The merchants looked at each other before shrugging again. Finally, Purple Cloak answered with another, Why? Because we're pirates! The crew of the good ship yelled along with their captain in answer. If you're pirates, then why should we let you board us? Purple Cloak inquired.
Enough talk. Load one cannon and fire it into the ocean.
And within seconds, one of the good ship's 13 cannons blasted. An explosion of noise and smoke preceded an eruption of water where the cannonball struck. Salt water rained down as the ocean hurried to fill the hole that had been plugged into it. Captain Blackpride laughed a mighty laugh.
So will you throw down your anchor now?
He smirked. No! The entire merchant crew answered with their captain. Captain Blackpride was dumbstruck. He looked to his men, then back at the merchants.
Why?
Well, my good sir, what was that supposed to prove? You shot a cannon volley into the ocean, Purple Cloak said.
It was a warning shot,
Captain Blackpride exclaimed. Listen, making excuses for bad aim is not the way to win my friendship.
Piss on your friendship. I could easily sink your ship if I wanted to.
Why?
What do you mean by why?
Think of it logically, sir, Purple Cloak stated plainly. If you sink our ship, then you would be unable to receive our goods, thus squandering an opportunity for your financial betterment. Captain Blackpride pinched the bridge of his nose. With a slight groan, he made the easy leap onto the deck of the merchant ship. His first mate Piper and a handful of pirates joined him with their pistols drawn.
There, you've been boarded. Now lay down your weapons, or lay down your lives.
Why? Asked one of the merchants. Captain Blackpride felt that if he had been born a woman and was currently pregnant, he would have miscarried out of pure anger and stupidity. He does have a point. The purple-cloaked merchant's captain spoke up again. Aren't you just going to kill us?
No, we're not going to kill you.
Captain Blackpride sighed with annoyance. From out of his back pocket, he produced a thin red book with a skull on its cover. He held the book up for everyone to see.
According to the standing bylaws and laws to stand by of piracy, as long as the crew of the boarded vessel, that's you guys, follow the exact instructions of the boarding captain, that's me, and make no move to hinder said captain's pirating, then no lives shall be foresighted.
So,
Yes.
what you're saying is,
Yes.
if we do what you say,
Yes, yes, yes.
then you won't kill us.
What did I just say? Yes. Come on, people, this is routine.
Captain Blackpride explained. Oh, not to us it's not, cut in one of the merchants. Yeah, this is one of our first trade routes, spoke up another. We're foreigners. Captain Blackpride gritted his teeth. He hated foreigners.
Where are you guys from?
He asked. We're from the Zex Empire, Purple Cloak answered.
Never heard of it.
It's that little piss-poor nation at the bottom of Resdir. You know, Captain, the only nation not sworn to the Abstantine Kingdom.
Piper offered.
Oh.
Captain Blackpride said before scratching his temple.
And the Abstantine Kingdom is...
The merchants laughed.
Our captain is merely jesting.
Piper said quickly.
He knows that the Absentine Kingdom has ruled the continent of Residir for 1,000 years.
That's right.
Captain Blackpride exclaimed. Wrong, my good sirs, Purple Cloak said. The Abstantine Kingdom has ruled Residir for thousands of years, but those days are at an end. Hail the Zex Empire! Hail the Zex Empire! Echoed the merchants dressed in black.
Explain yourself,
Piper glared.
Yes. Explain yourselves immediately.
Captain Blackpride added. Well, it started with the death of King Sheldon Abstantine, Purple Cloak explained.
Wait.
Captain Blackpride interrupted.
The king died? When?
Oh, it was about 3 months ago, Captain, one of the good ship's pirates clarified.
Yeah.
Piper went on.
He died the day before we went out to sea from Port Brandy.
And why wasn't I notified?
Captain Blackpride demanded.
Captain? Don't you remember before we set sail, the commoners of Port Brandy were all dressed in their mourning clothes, and the church was ringing its funeral bell?
Captain Blackpride vaguely recalled leaving his favorite tavern after gambling, drinking, and whoring away his money. He had stumbled back to the good ship, ready to set sail and to get back to his true love, the sea, when he noticed all the crying people wearing black, and the sound of ringing bells. Naturally, he assumed that everyone was just sad to see him leave.
Yes. I remember that exactly how you said it to me.
Captain Blackpride scratched his head again.
So, what happened after that?
We don't know, Captain. We've been out at sea for the past 3 months.
Piper answered.
Right.
Captain Blackpride raised his right eyebrow, and then turned back to the merchant crew.
So what happened after that?
I will most happily answer that, Purple Cloak smiled. In a daring military coup, Lord Zex and his small army seized the palace of the Abstantine Kingdom, and captured King Sheldon's heir, Prince Alwyn.
Sounds cowardly.
Captain Blackpride said.
Definitely.
Piper piped up. It most certainly was, Purple Cloak allowed. However, as cowardly as it may be, as long as Lord Zex holds Prince Alwyn hostage, the people of Residir do as he says. And so for now, long live the Zex Empire!
That was a lot to take in, wasn't it, Piper?
Yes, Captain. Definitely a lot of exposition to swallow all at once.
It really isn't that difficult to understand, if you just take a moment to think about it, that is, Purple Cloak said.
I guess that's true.
Captain Blackpride said.
Now I have just one more question for you.
Yeah, and what's that? Purple Cloak asked. Captain Blackpride pulled out the flintlock pistol that he kept hidden inside his shirt and smiled.
What kind of goods are you carrying?
The merchants swallowed collectively with an audible gulp. As the good ship pirates unsheathed their swords, they may or may not have also collectively dropped some weight in their pantaloons as well. Nothing you would find of particular value, Purple Cloak stammered. He raised his hands in self-defense.
Why don't you let the pirate dictate value? First off, my king is dead, and I am in need of my mourning jacket. That cloak of yours will do just fine.